Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, Meghan Markle's a racist, which is not new news. People have followed her, in my opinion, and I think proof of it is on her Instagram. We'll take a look at it. I'll throw some cards to confirm or deny such accusations. And what am I basing it on? Well, I was thinking about today how these Marxist, communist, globalists are attacking art. Art is very important for communists to destroy in a country, and they want to make it to promote their agenda of a revolution and big changes, but also to demoralize. And of course, with this, the way the globalists are bringing in the communism here is with a DEI, diversity, equity, inclusivity. And of course, the equity is communism. Straight out. That's what communism is all about. It's not about equality, right? It's about equity. So they're disguising it under diversity, inclusivity, and using race and saying, oh, they're going to force communism on you through, and if you don't accept it, you're a racist. That's what they've been doing. Well, we all know the exact opposite is true. There's been a lot of reverse racism going on, being exposed. And Meghan is one of them. Meghan is a Marxist, communist, globalist. So let's start off with, she's got these two posts here in May, just recent posts. One in the bottom center where she went to a Beyonce, the Satanist Beyonce concert. And then there on the upper right, I don't know if a lot of people talked about that. She went to a concert with James Taylor. James Taylor concert. I had to look up his last name again. Yeah. So first, now Beyonce, you know who she is. She's a Satanist musician, Black musician. And James Taylor, of course, is not Black. He's white, and he rose to fame in the early 1970s. His first release was in 1970. And yeah, is a bit older than Beyonce, quite different. A very, very different type of musician and music. And of course, he's on YouTube. You can listen to him there. But Fire and Rain, and I recognize his music from my childhood. I'm a child of the 70s, so I don't particularly like it. That's too slow for me. Anyways, nowadays I'm too picky. I'm just all do classical now. But I remember hearing his songs on the radio. Let me see if I get that center. Stupid thing. It's just yeah. So very relaxing. It's very relaxing country type music. And I'm not judging either. I used to like Beyonce until I realized how Satanist she was, and she was friends with Meghan Markle, so I don't like her music. I like some of her videos. So that's the problem. These modern day musicians, it's like you get sucked into their videos, and it's not really about the music; it's their videos that attract you. But back in James Taylor's day, it was about the music. Well, anyways, very different styles, very different musicians, very different music. Yeah, we're supposed to believe Meghan. Well, Meghan wants you to believe on her Instagram that she just loves both of them, right? She's Black. She's going Black and white. She's going both sides of the spectrum, like, dipole here, extremes. But if you look at what she wrote on her Instagram, I think she only went to James Taylor because Harry wanted to go there. I think that's Harry's music. And I think Beyonce is Meghan's music. So at the Beyonce concert, Meghan is always showing pictures of herself having a great time. And she writes on her Instagram here about last night. Thank you, Beyonce and team, for an amazing concert and a very fun date night. All love. So, wow. And she has all these pictures where she's in the audience, just, I think she's got a video too. Yeah, of course, video of her doing her dancing and then just having a great time there. So that's the Beyonce Satanist concert. Now let's go to James Taylor concert that she went to. So this was on, what's the date on this one? This was May 10th. Okay, May 10th. So 4 days later, this was posted on May 14th. And of course, Meghan holds, so who knows when she really went to these things. May 14th, 4 days later, she goes to a James Taylor concert. He's very old now, obviously. And she writes, look what she writes. In my concert era, thanks, James. I mean, yeah, she put a couple of emoticons trying to look like a teenager, but what? In your concert era? It came out in 1970. What's your era, Meghan? I know Meghan's born in the 1970s sometime, but even so, I was born in the 1970s. I wouldn't really want to go to a concert. It's not my style, but it's not our era. It's an era of people who were teenagers and adults at that time. I think would be more apt to be be a big fan. I mean, of course, again, we have all age ranges, but yeah, so that's the first thing. So she didn't say thanks for the great concert. None of that. None of that. She just says in my concert era. Heart notes, thanks, James, like they're old friends or something. So apparently he's signing off on a book here. And Meghan's just looking down at him. And then the next picture is Meghan with her white men, because we all know Meghan loves white men and, hangs out with white women. I don't know how she has any black fans, but whatever. So there's Meghan, and Harry looks pretty happy here too. And then we get to the concert. Okay, she shows one concert picture, but you don't see her or Harry. You don't see Meghan dancing. You don't see Meghan sitting there enjoying the music. I mean, his music's not really dancing music. It's more relaxing, easy listening. And good for a long car ride, which I heard many times on the radio to car rides. Yeah, but you see, it's that Meghan's not pictured in the concert. You don't see her there. And then the last picture. So now this is what makes me think Harry wanted to see James Taylor. I think Harry likes James Taylor music and Meghan likes Beyonce music. And that's really what's going on here. So apparently it wasn't a date night when she goes to a concert at James Taylor with Harry, but it's a date night if she goes to a Beyonce concert with Harry. So explain that one to me. I mean, aren't Harry and Meghan together here? And aren't they at a concert? So isn't that like a date? But she doesn't mention it here. It's just like in my concert era. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. It sounds like pretentious and snotty and means nothing, but you know how some people she's the type of person that will say something that makes no sense, like in my concert era. Unless it's a private joke, but I don't think it is. I don't think Meghan jokes about anything. She's psycho and has no sense of humor. So I don't think she's that friendly with James Taylor to have a private joke. So yeah, that's not going to work. She says something pretentious like in my concert era. And and if you don't get it, it'd be like, you don't get it, Yeah. Like this is one of those scenarios where it's like, if somebody asks, what does that mean in my concert era? She would respond with, oh, you don't know? Like it would be one of those, like, oh, if you know type of thing, just to be a biatch, a psycho commie biatch that she is, because of course it doesn't mean anything. And then this one, unless you know of in my concert era, is supposed to mean, I don't get it, but that doesn't sound flattering, like she wrote to Beyonce. Thank you, Beyonce and team. Amazing concert and very fun date night. I'll love. Well, you couldn't thank James for a great concert. You couldn't say amazing work. You couldn't say, I mean, this James Taylor far exceeds Beyonce in awards and longevity. But of course, very different music. And yeah. So my hypothesis is not only that Meghan went here for Harry. I think there's a reason Harry's alone in this pic with him. Harry wanted to be there. Harry is a fan of this man and his music. He really likes his music. And Meghan is just being, with her post here, to me, it seems very disdainful. Very like, oh yeah, thanks, James. And she doesn't even hold up his book or anything. Like she makes him sign her book, but she doesn't hold it up for the camera. Like you'd think she would pose holding the book for the camera. Like, I'm so happy to be here. Here's his book. No, she just shows, and she puts herself into it, like looking down at him, the back of her head. Like, what is this picture about? Why even bother with this picture? And it just looks very degrading, and Meghan's sort of laughing at him or something. Is what it looks like to me. Like, I'm above you and I'm laughing at you. And, here again, posing with him and his son, I guess, on the left, or part of his team. But yeah, no pictures of herself having a good time at the concert. And yeah. So I think it's quite racist, the fact that she's so favorable and had a great date night with Black artists. But yeah, the white artist was okay in my concert era. You see these little, subtle digs like that, but it still is what it is. And I think Meghan Markle is a racist. So what do you think? I'm going to look into this. Oh, and one last thing I just found out from people who wrote about this uh, incident of Meghan at the James Taylor concert. The book he was signing was a children's book that he wrote and published in 2018. And she couldn't even hold it up for the camera. What a witch, right? Probably like, I have a children's book too. It's a New York Times bestseller because I bought 30,000 copies, right? So this was, so this is, he was signing copies of a pop-up lullaby children's book, Sweet Baby James, published in 2018. So I don't know if they were selling it at the concert or if Meghan brought the books to the concert for him to sign. Seems kind of strange that he would be selling children's book at a concert, but he could have been. But yeah, that's what was going on. And she couldn't even, I thought it was very rude of her not to hold the book up, right? Because you couldn't even see the book in the picture. You can't really tell that book. I thought it was a concert book. Sometimes at concerts they sell little souvenir books or whatever. I could barely read it. You can barely read the title. Like, I could see Sweet Baby James, just barely make it out, but couldn't make out his name at the top. I thought it said something else up there. You can't really tell it's a children's book just by looking at it. It looks, like I said, it kind of looked like it could have been a souvenir of the concerts. There's no way to tell. Meghan doesn't mention it on the side she got a long empty space here and lack of comments because no doubt she shuts off all the comments. So she doesn't even bother explaining, oh, here's James signing a children's book that he wrote. So rude she is. She wants him to sign her children's books that she brings or bought, or she probably got for free, knowing her, Harry. But she doesn't even bother holding it up, and she's dismissive in her, cryptic comment that means nothing. And again, I just think she's a racist. So there you have it. So let's look into this. All right, so let's look at this. Why did Meghan really go to the James Taylor concert? I don't really think she's a James Taylor fan. I do believe she's a Beyonce fan for sure. But why did she go? Is it because is it because of Harry or something else? Why did she write? Then the second question, I'm going to ask 3 questions. I have 3 rows here going across here, or going up and down. So the first 3 cards is going to be like a box spread. So I'm going to do here. So 1, 2, 3. So first question is, why did she go to the concert? And then why did she say in my concert era, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean, which means nothing, as we all know. And that's why I was looking at People magazine. I'm like, does People explain her weird comment? No, they didn't. They just put it in the title. Oh, Meghan said in my concert era, at no explanation. You're just supposed to accept it as like this is a normal thing to say, when it's absolutely not, as far as I'm concerned. And then let me do one more last Google on it. Oh, here it is. One thing that came up is that apparently with young people, it's a new thing to say in my concert era or in my whatever era. You make up something. It's a lot of the t-shirts say in my custom era, and these are like preteens, teenagers. So again, Meghan is trying to appeal to the teenagers here. That's why I'm looking. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. See, these all say in my custom era. I guess the idea of these shirts is you put in whatever phrase you want. So this one says, in my mom era, my concert era, um, and you put whatever word you want to choose in there. And as examples, they all say custom era, so you can customize it, I guess. So, like this one says, in my NSYNC era. So this is a new fad with the young people. And of course, Meghan has to act all hip. That's what it is. It's Meghan and the TikTok. Meghan on the TikTok again, or her Chia buddies informing her, oh, this is what the kids are doing on TikTok now, besides doing twerking when they're 9 months pregnant. It's in this era or whatever she puts. It's like whatever. She can put an as if era, since the as if has come and gone. She can be like, in my as if era. She sent her a shirt, says it, in my royal era. You're no longer a royal. You can refer it back to the point in time when you were one, which you're definitely not anymore. Anyways, the way her and Harry tried to relate to the kids. So I think that's what it is. Well, I'll ask that. So why did she go to the James Taylor? Why did she use in my concert era phrase? And is she racist? That's the last question. Is she racist? She really racist? Because, you would think somebody's half black, half white, allegedly. They would be equally, not racist. But with Meghan, I don't know. Meghan's racist colors are showing. She's influenced by a lot of, I think, white people haters and the whole Marxist, communist, globalist DEI garbage. So yeah, I think that she is. So let's find out what's going on here with this James Taylor concert in Megalodon. What's going on? Let's see what the cards show. Oops. All right. First question, second question, and third question. All right, bottom of the deck, the Fool. Yeah, being the Fool, doing something new here, trying to do something new, trying to lead a bunch of kids off a cliff here with the Fool, acting like a fool. So why did Megalodon go to the James Taylor concert? Six of Cups reversed. Mm-hmm. High Priestess reversed. And Five of Pentacles reversed. So I get two couples here, right? We got two children and a man and a woman. So boy and girl, man and woman, and we get the High Priestess reversed in the middle. So I kind of see that she went to this concert as a deal with Harry. Harry was like, all right, I'll go to Beyonce, but you have to go to James Taylor. It was one of those things. Definitely Harry was an influence and she had to go. And I don't think she wanted to go at all. I think she was like, you know, she did not want to go. And perhaps, this is, she made a promise with him. It could also be that she wants her children to think that she has this wide array of interests because she knows her children one day are going to look at her Instagram and go back over it. So perhaps that might have something to do with it as well. Or it's just a promise she wanted to keep Hairball. The High Priestess reversed. I think she was probably high or drunk when she went to tolerate it because it was painful for her. I think she really, because these are like old people here. That's what I get from this. It's cold. They're old. They're broke. Right? Okay, so people at a Beyonce concert are going to be a lot of wealthy people. People like James Taylor. I mean, I don't know. Just generally speaking, it would seem that way to me. But I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't generalize like that. Sorry. But this is a card of being broke. Like you can be around the peasants. I kind of feel like, or the white people. Maybe Meghan just sees white people as these peasants she doesn't want to be around. Whatever it is, Meghan did not want to be around the crowd of James Taylor. I tell you, she did not want to go. That's what I'm getting from these cards. She was like, "Oh, take me away, take me away. I'm gonna drink extra." She was probably too drunk. Well, but that's why you couldn't even see her face. She's probably drunk off her butt. Tolerate the whole thing. She was, yeah, she was not happy about being there or wanting to go. Harry made her go. I get that somebody else made her go. Someone else. I get the couple and the couple. So I think it's Harry. Made her go against her will. So why did she say in my concert era, Hangman, she wanted to post something provocative and stupid and trying to make it seem like it was a compliment when it wasn't. Hierophant, because she knew he would see it and a lot of older people would read it. And so so she purposely put a young person phrase on a post that she knew older people would be looking at, because only older people would be interested in a James Taylor concert, not young people. And last card, we get Magician reversed, being destructive with the media, social media, being provocative, destructive, attacking people's psyche. Could be some magic involved in this as well. Her satanic magic. But 3 major arcanas. So this message she put out was definitely for the public, definitely to get people talking. People magazine wrote a whole article and they put in the title of the article. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let me show you. I mean, I wasn't even going to show it, but not that one. What's that doing? I'm going to pull it up again. It was this one. Yes. So People magazine wrote an article about it on May 14th saying, it is Meghan Markle is in her concert era as she and Prince get special backstage moment with James Taylor. Singer-songwriter signed copies of a book of his children's book. So they don't explain, of course, what the hell that's supposed to mean. And that's intentional. I think this was to provoke people again, particularly older people, particularly middle-aged white women that she hates so much. She's such a witch. So this was definitely for the public. There's no real significance to it, except she wanted to take this, figure that out, you witches on YouTube, and posting something that's provocative and like made no sense. And it was just, the reverse, just craziness. Like, what? Because she knew people would be like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Yeah. So maybe she was just trying to, make people crazy, and say what the hell is she talking about. I mean, to go so far as to write a People magazine article about it using that quote just shows you that she really wanted to make sure everybody knew about the comment and what she wrote, her craziness. It reminds me of Amanda Knox, the murderer roommate. She sort of says weird, crazy things like that. So it's like serial killers and murderers, I'm just saying that they do stuff like that. They twist the English language in these bizarre ways. So Meghan just seems to be going down that track. That's all I'm saying. Similarities there. That's all I'm saying. Anyhow, last column is she a racist? Is Meghan Markle a racist? With these two, what she's doing here, I get 9 of rods, like 9 of wands. The head bandage there, she is crazy for sure. And then Knight of Wands reversed. Mm-hmm. And Chariot reversed. So I was just saying, it's a political Marxist communist agenda. That's what the Chariot's all about, right? It's coming up again and again, destructive. They want to bring a Mao cultural revolution with this DEI garbage. They've been trying to. It's been put on hold for a little bit, but I'm sure it'll spring back again if we don't snuff it out entirely. And Meghan and Harry will be there to egg it on. They're still pushing it. Political, for sure. She, for political purposes, and because she's a part of a very racist group. I think I've heard people say, Democrats are very racist anyways. They're always virtue signaling. Like a lot of what they do, saying, oh, black people can't get their driver's licenses. There's so, there's so many struggles. It's like these rich white people in the suburbs who have no idea. That kind of virtue signaling thing. And of course, Meghan is in a neighborhood like that, saying, and they're all extreme lefty political persuasion. So I'm just saying, this is the group Meghan belongs to and who she associates with. And of course, she's a Marxist communist globalist. So she is a part of it. She is, I think she is. I think that she is, crazy, drugged up woman, possibly MK Ultra with Chia, because again, the head bandage idea. So she is pushing the same agenda. So it's the same with the Pentagon, DOD. They're all part of the extreme lefty Marxist communist agenda. And that's what Meghan's a part of, the intelligence community. So yes, Knight of Wands reverse, it's a part of attacking our psyche, attacking our culture, attacking our way of life. In the media with the Knight of Wands reverse, Meghan's a soldier here, an insane, crazy woman who is going to use her Instagram to push the destructive political agenda of the extreme left. And that is why she is pushing this racist agenda. So I think it's political more than, if she hadn't become a Chia pet, she probably wouldn't have been so racist. But they want her to be racist as part of the DEI New World Order, destroy the West culture. So there you have it. So that is what I have for you today. Hope you found this interesting. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.